Hi, welcome to Wisdom of Photography, and I've gone around to been given a few images now from different people who are in with what we're doing as a critique. So I wanted to just go through a few pictures here. It was meant to be anonymous, but as you see here, Talia Cantor didn't take off her watermark, so this image is by Talia Cantor. Cute image, strong composition, nothing distracting. I think, again, I'm going to be kind of hypercritical here just to whether or not it was possible to do this. I don't know. Remember, as I've spoken about, as a photographer, we have no idea what's going on 1 millimeter above the screen, 1 millimeter to the right, to the left, or underneath. Some kind of subtle light just picking out his head from the background there might be nice. Just very subtle, not even a full hair light, just something to help pluck him out. But it's a cute picture. Whether or not I would prefer that to a regular picture of my kid, that's a different question. Okay, what's next? This is nice from Talia again. Lovely muted colours, lovely textures, nice circles. They could clean up to be hypercritical. The skin could be cleaned up in Lightroom or a program like that. The roundness of all these round shapes. We have three primary shapes: a square, a triangle, and a circle. A triangle is much more dynamic. A circle is much more relaxed and passive, which goes very, very well with babies with little chubby cheeks. Lovely, beautiful image. Nicely composed, good energy going this side. Could be, maybe I would crop it a little bit more off on this side, maybe, but that's just a personal thing. Again, nice shot with good composition. Got away with these diagonal lines. That's usually kind of difficult, but got away with that quite nicely. Again, could clean up the skin in Photoshop, but that's a practical issue. Nice, very subtle vignette. Good triangle over here. Good contrast between these different textures. Okay, and this is technically known as a cracker. A lovely image. Again, nice round shapes that echo the round passiveness of a baby, especially a sleeping baby, with all these very soft textures in the background. Again, muted tones that just keep it nice and relaxing. I would like to be there myself personally right now in that little basket. Okay, this is from Brandy Spiegelman. A bit distracting is that the hand is cut off here, which creates a very difficult sticking point. It's a great moment, but it would be nicer somehow if they were all together. Again, it's difficult to get kids to jump at the same time or whatever it was, but this hand being cut out of the frame, for me, would mean that would not make it into a portfolio of mine. Also, the green tint, the green tint that's coming from the grass, the light reflecting up from the grass, also should be muted a little bit. But nice background, good location, good movement in the kids. What are the stats like? 2.5, which for a line of kids is maybe a little bit. She got away with it just, I think. Yeah, and I would be doing with an action shot with kids a 500th of a second. Although she's gotten away with it here, I would probably be something like doubling my ISO and aiming at around 1,000th of a second, and I'd probably be at 3.2 instead of 2.5. Wouldn't want to compromise the sharpness of the children. Okay, needs a little bit more punch, a little bit muted. Be good if there was a little bit more like zap, because these colours are great. Good stats, f4. Probably using a 24 to 105, which means that f4 is the most she can. She can use it, and she's zoomed in all the way, which means she's maximising her depth of field. ISO 250, a 1/800th of a second. Good, sensible stats, nice moment, good energy, moving over this side. Maybe we would give it a little bit more room. The energy is not just going, the tension of our subject is not just going to the left, it's also going up as well. So maybe just a little bit more room at the top over here. Okay, great. I don't really know what to say about these images because I'm talking more from a professional studio or event experience in the event and studio photography, so I don't know what you could potentially do with this image. Nice that you can see the old guy through the crack here, but it's just a bit of a, it's you know, the HD is nice and it's nice as it's nice graphically, but it's a bit of a nothing picture, as in, like, you know, what am I looking at here? Sorry to be so stark. Also here, it's nice textures in the background. All these couples are nice. This is a sticking point for the eye. The composition here is not particularly good. The lighting on our subject's also not particularly good. Stats are good, very good. 35mm at 1.4. Any blurrier than this, and I think we would start losing. The texture of what's really nice about this image. But I don't think the composition, she needs to be up a little bit higher, and this line here should not intersect with the edge of the canvas. Okay, also finding this distracting. Our point of entry, his head should be leaning in a little bit further. 1.8 for a group of 3, in my opinion, is a mistake. Let's look at the sharpness. So the sharpness, I don't know what's up with the sharpness. I think it's probably just to do with the camera being a 60D, but it's not pin sharp. At 1.8, I think it's to do with the lens actually. I think this is the I'm not sure what lens she's using. Probably actually it's not the cheaper one. Oh, actually no, probably, sorry, it is the cheaper one. Not too sure. But if he leans his head in closer, this arm, either way, wherever we're going in, this arm is intrinsic to the composition, and we should be moving around here. But because this line is cut by the edge of the canvas, that's creating a sticking point, and it's not allowing our eye to gently move around. We don't need as much room up here, and we need a little bit more room here. His head should be leaning in a little bit closer to make it tighter. That would be a nice shot. The light on the faces is maybe a drop overexposed, but people like that. It's not particularly formed, it's just a nice natural light kind of image. Like I said, the stats are the 1.8 is a pro. I would, for a group of 3 with a kid, I would probably not be going lower than 2.5, 2.8, something like that. Okay, skin should be cleared up. It's cute, it's just a bit of a nothing look, but that's what little babies look like. Yeah, nice. This is a little bit distracting over here. The muted colours are okay. The light on the child is flat and boring, not formed. It'd be nicer if there was some kind of, at least, you know, a third or 2/3 stop difference between one side of the face and the other. This is just very flat light, which I'm not such a great fan of. Okay, Rafi took this one. Nice one, Rafi. Don't quite know what you're going to do with it, but it was a nice idea, and I know that you did it through some kind of funky kaleidoscope thing, so nice one. The light is messy on this image here, messy light. Should be, there's no need to have like the opposite of this image where it's completely flat. This is too formed, and it should be, when dealing with subjects like this, it should be much less of a difference. Could be cropped in. I would probably crop it in a little bit more, give a little bit more energy to this way, but that's maybe just a personal, yeah, maybe not, I'm not sure. Okay, technically Beseda, no award's going to be won. Could be even a nice idea if we were to actually crop in a little bit closer here, get rid of some of that black, make her more of a feature, and then also maybe just lighten her up a little bit. Okay, this is compositionally this would be better compositionally, cropping some of the space off from this side. The energy of this boy here, of the subject, is coming to the right, so this image appears to be unbalanced. This is a little more balanced. Okay, here this is a little close to the bottom here. It'd be nice to crop off some of this space in the top and leave a little bit more room at the bottom, but the girls are nicely placed. Good stats, 2.2. You could maybe go to 2. I don't know what lens you're using, but you could maybe go to 2.8, probably 2.5 when you're dealing with 3 mature people, because you can get them on a very on the same plane, so that you won't compromise any focus for your depth of field. Nice airy feeling image. I would probably leave a little bit more room around to just make it feel that little bit airier and lighter. Nice smiles, good exposure, good stats, very good stats. Okay, also sensible stats. I'd probably drop my shutter speed a little bit lower to allow some of this ambient light in the back to come in. Using one flash, it's probably, it could be that it's a little bit too to the side, and it would be nice a little bit flatter, because these shadows are not particularly attractive. Using some kind of second flash or a reflector on this side, although probably would be logistically impossible, would have remedied this, or to have moved the flash more into the center. Nice pose, everyone's close, good stats, everyone's close and bound up. Maybe it'd be nicer even if we cropped in really close. Let's have a look. And then just to put a little vignette to get rid of that distracting part over there. It's okay, take that into Lightroom, we could do something nice with that. Okay, this was this orange stuff over here is not so good. This is a nice image, this round circle fitting in. It would be nice, again, round is always passive. Okay, so it would be nice to give a little bit more room. When we crop in close, we create 2 things, intensity and intimacy. So in this image, because we've got such a, although the knife kind of adds an intensity to it, but the predominant feeling of this image, also to do with the textures and the colors over here, is more relaxed, especially these. This is like, this could be discussed at length. It's like a Kandinsky painting, but a little bit more room around the edges would allow it to feel a little bit more relaxing. And this is not a good crop in my opinion. That this is very sticky over here. The intersection of this red with the edge of the canvas is causing a very strong sticking point, and there isn't enough energy over here because of the soft focus, allowing you to rip your head back over into this direction. Nicely lit, but in my opinion not very well composed. This area here is really a nothing area. It could be that this would look a lot nicer if it was cropped here and it had a lot more space at the top, because the direction of this is going up. So if we had some more room at the top of the frame and got rid of some of this room at the bottom of the frame, it might be nice. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and please keep sending in your pictures, and we will keep looking at them. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. All the best.